For years, we were told that, past a certain age, circulation slows down, energy wakes up low, and intimate well-being inevitably fades. That story isn't just false. It steals from your body the chance to respond to simple signals it still understands beautifully. Even in midlife and beyond, the organism retains a surprising plasticity. With clear, steady prompts, it reactivates functions that seemed asleep. Tonight, I want to give you a practical, pleasant, easy-to-keep ritual. A 2-fruit night juice you prepare in minutes, sip calmly before bed, and in the morning you notice warmer hands, more willingness to move, and a clearer sense of flow. I'm Dr. Susan Parker, and my goal is to guide you with clarity, no exaggerations, just explanations you can apply tonight. You might recognize one of these scenes. You get up and your fingers are slow to warm. The first flight of stairs asks more of you than it used to. Your mood needs several sips of coffee to turn on. Your legs feel heavy when you stand. Your skin looks pale and your mind takes time to focus. That's not lack of character or laziness. It's biology waiting for the right signals. With age, the endothelium, the inner lining of your blood vessels, gets more selective. It responds better when you feed it molecules that support elasticity, and when your night truly restores the nervous system. If you help your endothelium in the evening and set up a deep sleep, your body circulates more freely in the morning. The night juice has 2 purposes: support vessel flexibility and make restorative sleep more likely. To do that, we combine pomegranate with tart cherry. Pomegranate brings polyphenols that nudge the endothelium to relax and stay supple. Tart cherry brings deep pigments and a night-friendly profile that pairs well with recovery. The key isn't massive amounts or trendy gimmicks. It's small, coherent doses, night after night, without turning the ritual into a sugar fest. We'll work with portions designed to add, not overload. Pomegranate deserves attention for one precise reason. Its phenolic compounds act like gentle messengers reminding your vessels how to relax and regain elasticity. When the endothelium receives that signal consistently, it releases cues that cooperate with healthy flow. In everyday terms, blood gets where it needs to go with less resistance, peripheral coolness eases, and the groundwork for vitality in midlife feels sturdier. Pomegranate isn't only about vessels. Its antioxidant profile cushions the daily wear that accumulates over the years. Tart cherry steps in because it loves the night. Its intense colors signal pigments that support tissues, and its natural profile plays nicely with sleep quality. When you sleep better, you wake with a calmer nervous system. Circulation benefits because the tone of your arteries also reflects emotional balance. Sleep isn't a luxury. It's the maintenance shift when the body repairs, resets, and reorganizes. If you pair that window with a juice that doesn't overload you, morning feels different. Here's the why without unnecessary jargon. Imagine your vessels as roads that get a little stiffer over time. Pomegranate brings a flexibility reminder. Tart cherry helps the night become a true workshop of repair. The result isn't a sudden miracle. It's a series of small improvements that, over days and weeks, change the texture of your mornings. Warmer hands, brighter skin tone, less stiffness at startup, and energy that climbs evenly instead of spiking and crashing. Let's make it practical. Choose a ripe pomegranate with firm skin and deep color. If you only find ready-to-use arils where you live, that works too. Just make sure there's no added sugar. For tart cherry, use fresh in season, frozen out of season, or an unsweetened concentrate. If tart cherry is unavailable, swap in a pigment-rich stand-in, blackberry, blueberry, or seedless black grape. They're not identical, but they support the same night-friendly idea. Preparation is simple, and I want your first try to be pleasant. Add 1 to 2 cup of pomegranate arils and 1-2 cup of pitted tart cherries to the blender. If you're using concentrate, a small measured splash diluted in water does the job. Add half a glass of room temperature water. If you prefer, use a very mild hibiscus infusion for color and a soft floral note. Skip sweeteners. Blend, and here's the crucial detail. Do not strain. Keeping the fiber slows sugar absorption, smooths your glucose curve, and makes the juice kinder to your nighttime metabolism. Pour about 200-250 milliliters, sip slowly, and leave 60-90 minutes before bed. That buffer gives digestion time, avoids reflux, and lines up with your sleep rhythm. If you're concerned about fruit sugar, here's a highly effective adaptation. Add 1 tablespoon of hydrated chia or 1 tablespoon of milled flaxseed. Soluble fiber forms a gentle gel that moderates the glucose curve and makes the juice more satiating. If you still prefer a smaller load, reduce the fruits to 1/3 cup each and top up with water or a mild infusion. The goal isn't a huge dessert. It's a small, elegant, repeatable signal your body understands. Timing matters more than it seems. Too close to lights out and you may wake to use the bathroom. Too early and you lose some of the night coupling. That 60-90 minute window hits the sweet spot for most people. Enough time to digest without rush, close enough to let night signals do their work. I want you to have clear progress markers without obsessing. By the end of week 1, many people notice lighter legs on waking and a more pleasant hand temperature. In week 2, a steadier early morning mood and more willingness to move often show up. By week 3, better continuity of sleep is common. These aren't rigid promises. They're patterns I see repeatedly when the ritual is done with common sense and consistency. Intimate well-being also benefits when circulation works for you and the nervous system wakes rested. A body that sleeps well and circulates better at dawn feels more available for closeness and companionship. We keep the language simple and respectful because we're talking about whole person wellness. When your vessels respond, your energy rises steadily, and your mind carries less tension. Trust in your relationship finds fertile ground. No explicit talk is needed to acknowledge it. The quality of circulation and the quality of rest speak daily to your vitality and how you connect. Let's talk portions for different evenings. If dinner was light, the standard 200-250 milliliter glass works well. If you ate late or heavy, reduce to 150-180 milliliters and take a 5 to 10 minute gentle indoor walk after sipping. That movement helps transit and keeps the juice from sitting in your stomach. If you're watching glucose closely, prioritize added fiber, shrink the fruits to 1/3 cup each, and notice how you feel for the first 3 nights before increasing. Ingredient choices have nuance. Ripe blackberries carry a pigment profile that sings with nighttime. If you use them, combine 1/3 cup pomegranate arils with 2/3 cup blackberries and add water to a drinkable texture. Blueberries are useful if you don't tolerate tart cherries' acidity. Add a pinch of milled flax to compensate for the gentler pigment punch. Seedless black grapes can stand in when nothing else is available. Use sparingly because of their natural sugar and balance with hydrated chia. Skip stored juices with added sugar or nectar blends. The point is nourishment, not a sugar bomb. Also, skip intense sweeteners at night. A palate that learns the real sweetness of fruit becomes more sensitive and helps you choose better the next day. If you need a bridge, a drop of real vanilla can round the flavor without confusing your metabolism. If you're prone to reflux, 2 tiny safeguards help. Dial down acidity by using more water and fewer citrus substitutes, and keep at least a 90-minute gap between the juice and bedtime. If you feel heaviness, reduce the volume and add chia for a soft gel that calms. If you have specific medical instructions, adapt the ritual with your clinician. Here we speak about general well-being, and every health story deserves respect. Morning is part of the plan. On waking, sip a small glass of room temperature water and wiggle ankles and fingers for a minute. That wakes up Venus return and your body map. Watch 3 simple signals: warmth in hands and feet, early morning clarity, and ease starting your first little walk. If 2 out of 3 appear, the ritual is speaking your body's language. Context matters for consistency. Vessels respond to repetition more than to occasional big doses. I prefer 10 to 14 well-done nights over a giant glass once a week. I prefer you adjust portions to your reality rather than quit. The win here isn't dramatic. It's quiet and daily. Your body understands that language. If you share the evening with someone, make the juice a small couple's ritual. Preparing it together opens a different kind of talk. Choosing fruits, tasting the mix, noticing how morning feels. That companionship builds adherence. When two people care for a gentle habit, consistency becomes natural. A short screen-free walk together after the juice adds a bridge you'll notice the next day. Here's a 14-night starter plan. Nights 1 to 3. Half glass, added fiber, and careful attention to digestion. Nights 4 to 7. Move to a full glass if it feels good. Keep the 60-90 minute buffer. Nights 8 to 10. Test an alternate combo, say pomegranate with blackberry, if tart cherry is unavailable. Nights 11 to 14. Choose your preferred mix and portion, then commit to sustaining it 4 more weeks. Each morning mark 3 signals: hand warmth, mental clarity, desire to move, in a calendar. Those marks are your progress thermometer. Common pitfalls so you avoid them. Straining the juice removes fiber and speeds absorption. Don't do it. Drinking it right at lights out interrupts sleep. Keep the buffer. Turning it into a giant dessert misses the point. Choose a sensible glass your body processes easily. Heavy sweetening confuses your palate and nighttime metabolism. Skip it. Pairing with alcohol cancels what you're after. Separate them. If you work shifts, anchor the juice before your main sleep window, whatever the clock says. Your body responds to pattern more than to time of day. Traveling? Pack small bags of chia and look for plain pomegranate arils or frozen cherries. If not available, prioritize blueberries or blackberries. When pomegranates are in season, freeze small aril portions so you can keep the ritual when they disappear from markets. Frequent questions, answered simply. Can I drink this if I'm watching my blood pressure? The gesture is gentle, but if you take medication, fold any new habit into your care plan with your professional. What if I wake to use the bathroom? Move the juice earlier to a 90-minute buffer, reduce volume, and avoid extra liquids right before bed. Can I replace tart cherry with kiwi or orange? If you tolerate acidity and add fiber, you can once in a while, but try to return to darker pigments when possible. When will I notice changes? Many people feel something within the first week. Steadier changes often arrive by weeks 2 and 3. Why this ritual fits midlife so well? As years pass, the balance between oxidation and protection gets more delicate. Small nighttime antioxidant support eases that seesaw. Vessel tone is also modulated by nervous system state. Better sleep organizes daytime signals that translate into more efficient flow. And self-perception shifts when you wake lighter. Your posture opens, your face softens, and your willingness to move rises. That blend, better rest, better circulation, better mood, speaks to intimacy understood as closeness, affection, and trust. If you want an optional layer, add 5 breaths before bed. Inhale through the nose to a soft count of 4. Exhale to 6 or 7. Don't complicate it. That pattern triggers calm that complements the juice and sets the endothelium up for a more responsive morning. Not essential, pleasantly helpful. For shopping, choose firm, richly colored fruit. If you go frozen, read simple ingredient lists. No syrups, no added sugars. For pomegranate arils at home, cut carefully and use a bowl of water to separate them. Faster and cleaner than it seems. Freeze flat in small bags. They thaw in minutes under cool running water. If you're minding your budget, remember that a sustainable habit should be wallet-friendly too. Blackberries or frozen blueberries are often more affordable. They work well if you keep the fiber and measured portion. If you can only get pomegranate occasionally, enjoy it in small batches and lean on blackberries the rest of the week. The body rewards consistency, not perfection. If glucose is a priority, track how you feel the first days. Some prefer moving this ritual earlier in the evening and eating a very light dinner after. If that's you, leave at least 2 hours between juice and sleep. Watch your morning energy and adjust portions accordingly. If you're in treatment with a tailored nutrition plan, bring this idea to your appointment so it fits without friction. Let me close the loop with a gentle image. Picture that each night, with this simple glass, you switch on a small lamp in your body's workshop. It doesn't glare, it doesn't overwhelm, it doesn't promise the impossible. It just lights enough so the body's inner hands can do what they know, fine-tune vessel tone, settle the night, and prepare a clearer morning. When the alarm sounds, something feels different, small at first, clearer as days go by. That's the language of consistency, the way your body says, I got the message. Take this quick starter to use tonight. Get pomegranate and tart cherry or your best pigment-rich alternative. Make a half glass for night 1, unstrained, with added fiber if you want it. Sip slowly, leaving about an hour before bed. Repeat for 3 nights and observe. If it sits well, move to a full glass and keep the timing. Adjust portions if reflux shows up or if you wake to use the bathroom. Mark your calendar with 3 morning signals: hand warmth, mental clarity, urge to move. Those marks aren't just numbers, they're earned confidence. If you do this with a partner, celebrate tiny wins. I slept through, my hands woke warmer, the stairs felt easier. Those sentences are real fuel. If you do it solo, write them down anyway. Seeing your progress in ink keeps the motivation alive. This juice doesn't compete with the rest of your life, it supports it. It doesn't demand extremes or ask you to become someone else. It invites a caring coherence with your body. Give it what it understands, in the dose it appreciates, at the time it benefits most. If this resonates, if something in you feels it's worth trying, make it tonight. Notice how your body wakes tomorrow. Adjust with patience. And when you catch yourself saying, I feel different, remember you built that difference. One night at a time. If this helped you, share it with someone who could benefit. I'd love to read in the comments how your first 14 nights go, which mix felt friendliest, and what you noticed on waking. If you want more natural habits for longevity, midlife vitality, and intimate well-being explained with respect, subscribe so we can keep going together. Your body is still extraordinary. Give it clear signals, and it will remind you every morning.